What's up, Trojans? Thanks for joining us. I'm Ella Katz here with some tools, tips, and tricks to help you elevate your life. Every Wednesday, I'll sit down with different thought leaders and mental health experts to discover ways that we can make the days a bit brighter and really elevate our college experiences together. Joining me here in Studio C today is the wonderful JoAnna Hardy. JoAnna is a meditation teacher and a mindfulness expert. She's also a trainer for Apple Fitness Plus and teaches a mindfulness class here at USC that I am so lucky to be a student of. So JoAnna, hi, thanks so much for being here today.
Thanks for inviting me.
So sorry I keep pulling with the mask.
No worries.
Got to work with it. So just starting off, what drew you? How did you find your meditation practice in the first place? How did that come about?
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people find their practice because they're suffering in some way, like they've had a hardship, or maybe a heartbreak, or a loss of a job, or illness. So for me, it was a heartbreak. And I just really needed to find a way not to get so in my head and ruminate and storytell and, just kind of lose it. And meditation kept coming back to me. That was what people kept pointing to.
And so when you started out, was it more, okay, I'm going to sit on the floor and close my eyes for 2 minutes? Or was it kind of a broader goal of trying to change some of that rumination and those thought patterns?
Yeah. I mean, I started by studying. I started by reading a lot of teachers and a lot about like some of the ancient traditions. And then, yes, I went to the LA Zen Center. And so it was more than, I sat for an hour to start. Much more gentle than our class.
I mean, absolutely. But what are some of the ways, like you've been meditating for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
what are some of the ways that the practice has directly affected or changed your life? Be it thought patterns, day-to-day experiences, habits. What are some of the most, like the first things you think of, wow, this is a way that meditation has really changed my life?
Yeah, I would say patience is the biggest thing, and that is such a broad umbrella because it's patience with myself. So that means a lot more kindness and gentleness for myself. It's patience with people in my life, so my relationships are better. Patience with like the global community, where it's not like right now. So the frustration level's lower, and I can just sit when like that whole idea of sitting still. It's like it's metaphorical as well. It's like the mind sits still, the body sits still, and kind of our energy sits still.
Absolutely. And it's so interesting because as I've taken your class, it's only week, 5 or 6, I have been able to actually notice some of those thought patterns that will come up around food, around relationships, whatever it is, and say, oh, okay, I'm not my thought. Let's take a step back here. First part of this question, why is mindfulness and meditation so important on a college campus and for students, of that age range, 18 to 23, 24? Why is that a group that maybe while they're not meditating or being mindful, I don't know the statistics there, why should they consider mindfulness and meditation?
Yeah, well, it comes back to mental health, right? Which is so much of what you're digging into. And mental health doesn't need to be a stigma, but it's like, how am I healthy in my mind, right? That's kind of what it is. So on a college campus, I think when there's high stress levels, when there's expectations, when there's, really wanting to socially be accepted and engage, it's like what mindfulness can help us do is find an authenticity in what's good and right for us as individuals, and then kind of engage with the world from there versus trying to get into the stream of, what everyone else is doing, what I'm supposed to do, and really help somebody to kind of land and be still and settle again. Yeah.
And can you explain, because this was a distinction that I didn't really understand before your class, was kind of the difference between meditation and mindfulness. I think that, or maybe how they intersect, I think that there's almost this stereotype or stigma of if you meditate, you have to just be sitting like a, Buddhist monk sitting down in silence in, the middle of a retreat with no phone type of thing. But, what are some of those stereotypes, and how is, mindfulness totally different than that in terms,
Right. So meditation, I kind of say it as like going to the gym, right? Like, so when we work out at the gym, we go to the gym to work out so that we can feel strong and maybe look how we want to look. But we don't walk around with the gym with us. So meditation is like that. Meditation's going to the gym, and then we walk out into life and engage with the world, and that's mindfulness. So how we show up, how we, like I said, engage with relationships, engage with our schoolwork, engage with global issues, That's the mindfulness aspect. And the meditation is the training ground. That's the gym, right? So that's the bicep curls.
So it's kind of this two-part related but also different, these two practices that really have extreme benefits. So what do you suggest for the people listening to this segment thinking, okay, I really want to explore mindfulness, I want to explore meditation, but I have no idea where to start. I'm not just going to sit in the middle of the quad and close my eyes. Where can they start?
Why not?
What do you, I know. I actually almost thought about it yesterday, but we're not there yet. Where does one start? What do they do? What are small actionable steps someone can take who wants to start being more mindful?
Take the basics of mindfulness class.
Whoop, whoop.
One, there's 1,000 apps. You know, there's so many apps from, can I say names?
Yeah.
So Calm, Insight Timer, Apple Fitness Plus, which I am on, 10% Happier, which I am on. There's so many. Headspace. And so maybe starting with guidance is really helpful, right? Because just to sit down by yourself alone in silence can feel awkward and weird.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of support, all kinds of stuff on YouTube also. But one of the things I want to say is meditation is not connected to a religion or a philosophy in terms of, it's not them and us, you know? So anybody can meditate, anybody. Like it is, and you can take it into your life and into whatever tradition or belief system or anything like that you have. It doesn't have to be, again, stigmatized by any other tradition or faith base.
And I think also for me, it's been like starting small, like saying I'm going to do 2 minutes today, and then it's 5 minutes, and now I'm at a point where I can almost do 20 minutes. But, you know, a few weeks ago, I had a hard time just closing my eyes and, you know, being still.
Sure.
So that's just one of the benefits I've experienced, and it's so great. Before you go, I always end my segment by asking my guests one way they've been really elevating their life throughout the pandemic. It could be, you know, meditation, mindfulness, but maybe something outside of that, a habit, a behavior, a routine, something that, you know, viewers could take away of a way to potentially elevate their own lives.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, absolutely meditation for sure. I have more time to do it now, but hiking and dogs. I started fostering dogs
Oh my gosh.
Over the pandemic, and that's been a big thing. And just to say, and not to keep plugging, but I do that very mindfully, right? Like, which means there's a service aspect to it, and there's an emotional aspect to it, and anyway, hiking and dogs.
I'm the same. Being in nature, hiking and dogs, so fantastic. Before you go, where can we find you? I know you're on Apple Fitness Plus, but Insta, Twitter, where can people find you?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I have a website, so you can find me there, which can direct you. So it's JoAnnaHardy.org. I'm everywhere.
She's everywhere. You guys heard it here first. Well, JoAnna, thank you so much. Such a pleasure to have you on today for our first Ellavate in Studio C. To all of you out there, we'll see you next Wednesday. Have a great night.
Bye.